Oh, I don't know.
Would you like to think about it for a second?
Oh, not really.
Tell me, do you think there is life on other planets?
Well, I'm not quite sure, but I suppose there would be.
No, he seems definite.
Really?
You seem definite about it.
Definitely.
How do you see this life and where?
Oh, I've seen a flying saucer.
You've seen one?
Yes,
Where was
definitely. At Lane Cove,
When was this?
1953.
You don't think this was a figment of your imagination?
Several other people with me saw it.
You all had the same figment. What did it look like?
It was standing up there, still,
Just suspended in space?
with colours coming out of it.
Flat or on its side?
It was around.
And you think this was sent from another planet? Do you?
I really do. Well, where else would it come from?
Do you think there's life on other planets?
Oh, well, I wouldn't like to even discuss that.
Why not?
It's a debatable point, I suppose.
What do you think yourself? You must have an opinion here.
Well, definitely not.
Not?
Not.
Well, what leads you to say that? Scientific investigation or?
Well, only working off the theory of the Bible. Well, there's only one world, isn't there? And
But do you think that can stand up to present scientific investigation? This
I think it
biblical
could.
creed. Do you think so?
I think
as far
it
as the
could.
universe goes.
Mhm. Definitely so.
In your opinion, do you think there is life on other planets?
No, I hope not.
Why do you hope not?
Because they'd be frozen to death.
Do you think there is life on other planets?
No, I'm German. Hey, Shalom, this is your brother Yawanathan. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Radash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And I want to say Shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity. All right? May the blessing of election be upon your house. All right? Not too long ago, us bringing up UFOs didn't really hold any weight or legitimacy. But you know that NASA came out, what 2 years ago? Saying that, it is a thing. And we've used the scriptures to describe what they are. Nobody else can fathom that these are vessels that the Lord, the entity that they read about in the scriptures, or the book that collects dust on their grandmother's coffee table. They can't fathom that those are the vessels he uses, and the same vessels that he's going to use to deliver the elect of the nation of Israel, which are the so-called Black, Latino, and Native Americans. All right, now when the Lord was leading the children of Israel out of Egypt, right, there's something that he used to guide the people through the wilderness, through the lands that they were traveling. Let's read it here in Exodus 13 and 21. It says, "And the Lord went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud to lead them the way, and by night in a pillar of fire to give them light, to go by day and night, and by night a pillar of fire." Before we extrapolate, let's get a visual aid.
We've seen videos of UFOs that are tic-tac shaped, cigar shaped, saucer shaped, of course, and even cube shaped. But we've never seen one that looks like this. Voici. Quebec, 2018. A French-speaking family is on an outing enjoying a cloudless day when they notice something in the sky and start recording. A bizarre object rotates slowly, seeming to shine bright red and green lights as it turns. We push in and stabilize the image to get a better look. As the image comes into focus, you don't have to speak French to grasp the family's astonishment.
C'est quoi?
On le voit.
Hey, c'était vraiment nice.
C'est un vaisseau.
On le voit? C'est vraiment... Oh, ça
So, you remember in Exodus 13, we just read, by night a flame. Now, in Ezekiel 1 and 16, it even describes the material of the chariots, the nature in which they move, and so on. So let's go there. We always read this first. All right, so Ezekiel's describing the vehicles of the Lord that he's seeing. All right. Let me see here. Let me see where I want to start. 14. All right. It says, "And the living creatures ran and returned as the appearance of the flash of lightning." Now, a lot of times you see chariot videos, especially one in, I believe, in Iran, and where they were trying to shoot one down, and it looked like it was phasing through the bullets that they were shooting at it. All right, and it was like the appearance of lightning. It stopped, and it was so smooth and elegant, and it wasn't bound by like how a regular plane has to kind of circle off a turn. this thing was capable of making like right angle turns and stopping in midair, you know? So, verse 15, now as I beheld the living creatures, behold, one wheel upon the earth by the living creatures with his 4 faces. The appearance of the 4 wheels and their work was like unto the color of beryl, was giving you the metallic appearance of it. And they 4 had one likeness in their appearance and their work, were as it were a wheel within the middle of a wheel. And a lot of times, you know, people explain that the chariots are the saucers that they see, and they said it looks like it was like lights with wheels within wheels, or you know, like it was like a circle within a circle. Some people say, I've seen spinning lights. It looks like, you know, a flying disc. All right, verse 16. The appearance of the wheels of their work was like unto the color of beryl, and they 4 had one likeness, and the appearance of their work was as it were a wheel within the middle of a wheel. And when they went upon their 4 sides, and they turned not when they went. So like I mentioned, they don't have to round off like a plane, like it's just veering off to the right and circles off. No, it can make right angle turns, 45-degree angle turns, phase into this realm and phase into the 4th dimension to where they're intangible. These are far beyond anything our enemies can come up with. So when we realize that we have this power on our side, there's no need for any lack of confidence or worry about what the enemy can do to us, because the Lord has to ordain it. So also, you know, you have various men that were taken up into the chariots, you know, away from the destruction, away from, you know, an evil time. Prime example, Enoch. All right, so those who operate in faith in this time are going to be taken up. Like it mentions in Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, it talks about the strangeness of their salvation. Now here in Hebrews 11:5, it says what? By faith Enoch was translated, that he should not be seen of death. Let's go look up what translated was, the Greek word for it in the blue letter here. All right, the word is metathami. Let me see.
Strong's G 3346. Metatithemi.
Okay.
Metatithemi.
All right, and it's to transpose 2 things, one of which is put in the place of the other. All right, so to transfer, to be brought to another realm. All right, it says what? To fall away, to go or pass over. Right, and in this new Exodus, this second great Passover. All right, escaping death is going to far outdo the first. It talks about them no more talking about the deliverance from Egypt, but the deliverance out of the north country in the book of Jeremiah. All right, now let's see what it says down here in the lexicon. Without mentioning a place, it being well known to readers, to change, passive of an office, the mode of conferring, which is change, turn one thing into another, 2 things, one of which is put in the place of the other. Okay, now let's go get that Wisdom of Solomon in the 5th chapter, because it talks about the strangeness of his salvation and what's going to be strange about it. Let's go read it first. All right, so back here in Hebrews 11, in verse 5 again, it says, by faith Enoch was translated, that he should not see death, and was not found because God translated him. All right, he was taken off of this plane. He was taken off of the earth. All right, so there wasn't any record of his death because he was just taken away. He was just taken up. The same way Yahweh was taken up, right? For before his translation, he had this testimony that he pleased God. But without faith, and then we always bring this point up, because the only way now in this time that you could actually please the Lord is by faith. And of course, if you truly have faith, you're going to be rehearsing the righteous acts. All right, you're going to have faith along with works. You can't have one without the other. All right, but the only way you can truly please him is by the faith. Okay, but without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Okay, and it goes through all the examples of the men of the Lord that were delivered because they exhibited faith and obedience. All right, so as you go through the scriptures, you realize this reoccurring theme with the Lord making the clouds his chariot and these things. The chariots of the Lord are 20,000. Well, let me get that precept since I mentioned it. Chariots of the Lord. It's Psalm 68:17. It says, the chariots of God are 20,000, even thousands of angels, and the Lord is among them as in Sinai in the holy place. Okay, I also want to get this precept right here, bear with me, In Psalms 104:3, it says, who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh up the wings of the wind. Yeah, man, so Isaiah 4:5, let's get that. Bear with me. Reference to how he delivered us out of Egypt again. Reference to what we read in Exodus, Isaiah 4:5. And the Lord will create upon every dwelling place of Mount Zion and upon her assemblies a cloud of smoke by day and shining of flaming fire by night. For upon all the glory shall be a defense. Beautiful, man. So those UAPs or UFOs, so-called, they're actually the chariots of the Lord. Okay, and they're how we're going to be delivered. To back that up, let's go get Isaiah 26:20. It says, come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, shut thy doors about thee, hide thyself as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed. So we're going to be taken up the same way Yahweh was taken up, the same way Enoch was taken up. All right, various men of the Lord that were taken up and taken out of the way. So, you know, this is something we have to look forward to, though. Those vessels are not our enemies, unless we be of the 2/3, right? Or of the nations. Okay, so just a quick lesson, man. I saw that old school clip, man. I said, let me go ahead and make a lesson out of it. All right, so with that being said, man, Lord willing, it was edifying. Once more, I want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to say shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth and sincerity. All right, may the blessing of election be upon your house. Shalom.